Hey everybody, this is Game Maniac here, back for another quick little update video. Picked up a few things, video games, manga, so figured I'd go ahead and show them to everybody out there. Hasn't been too long since my last video, but I figure, you know, more the better. So, without further ado, the first game I have is a 3DS game, and it's actually a really great, fun game. It's a racing game, so it's Mario Kart 7. I like this series a lot. I originally played the original one back on the Super Nintendo, which was forever ago, and then I've played like every subsequent release of each one. So the only one I haven't played ever was the DS one, and that was it. So, but I'm having a lot of fun going through this. I've already started it. I'm actually all the way through the 150cc. I'm actually currently working my way through the mirror. So it's pretty challenging, especially to get those 3-star rankings on each of the cups. But it's a lot of fun. Gliding, I love gliding. It's amazing. So yeah, going underwater is pretty cool too. It's a cool effect. The 3D is actually really good in the game, I believe. And all the new courses, I pretty much like all the new courses a lot. So especially the Rainbow Road new one is pretty cool. And then of course it has tracks to go back and from the all throughout the franchise, different ones from like the Game Boy Advance, the DS version, Wii, and even the original Super Nintendo one. So yeah, it's a fun game. If you like Mario Kart at all, definitely get it. So, next one. Alright, these next three that I've got are, there's one Gamecube game and 2 Wii games. They actually are a series of games. I've picked them up just because I found them all for relatively good price, and I figured might as well get all 3 of them because they kind of, I believe the story interconnects throughout all of them. And the other thing is I've never really played a game in this franchise, and I know coming up before too much longer there's actually a reboot of this whole entire franchise on the HD system. So anyway, here we go. The GameCube one, just go in order, is Lara Croft Legend. Like I said, I've never played anything in this franchise before, and I hope to enjoy it a lot. To me, I think these ones kind of have a Prince of Persia type of vibe to them, so which I love those games. Those are some of my favorite games. So yeah, I'm hoping to enjoy these. So the first one was Tomb Raider Legend, and then the first one that was on the Wii was Tomb Raider Anniversary, which hopefully is fun, like I'm thinking it will be. So, and then the last one in that series would be Tomb Raider Underworld. So, yeah, whenever I get to those, they'll be freaking amazing. Hopefully, lots of fun. So that pretty much does it for the video games that I've gotten. Only a few, but we'll go ahead and move on to manga, which I don't really collect a whole lot of manga. There's actually only 2 manga series that I do collect, just because I prefer to watch it if possible. I know there is differences and stuff in the manga between the anime and mangas, but for me, I personally would rather watch it. So if it's available to watch, I usually watch it. Now, this series was adapted into an anime series, but it only went 25 episodes long, and I liked it a lot when I watched it. So I decided to start picking up the manga because I know the manga continued the story farther. And so anyway, I'll just show you my current ones that I have, but I have all the ones 1 through 24 of this, and these will be 25 and 26 of it. So this series, by the way, is extremely violent and adult oriented. And that is Berserk by Kentaro Miura. Now, this series is just, I mean, I love this story in it and stuff. it's a messed up story though, without a doubt. But I mean, in case you don't know what it is, the basic premise of it is there's a swordsman, and he pretty much goes throughout his entire life fighting, and that's what he excels at, is fighting. That he lives to fight, basically. He has like no other purpose. But yeah, he just fights with this huge, gigantic sword, which you can pretty much see it right here. It's just a huge, giant sword. He's always used a giant sword to fight with. That's just what he's used to, and it's basically part of him. But yeah, and he just goes through. He gets along his journey and bands with this group called the Band of the Hawk, and they eventually have. Not going to go into too much spoilers here, but they eventually have a falling out, and this huge event called the eclipse happens, and everybody pretty much is wiped out, pretty much. And he's just going back through and trying to kill the people that made this happen, and at the same time survive, which is actually his main goal, is to just survive and keep the people he wants to keep alive, you know, protect them. But yeah, there's so many messed up things that happen to this guy. It's just crazy. But yeah. Anyway, the 26th volume is right here. The picture. As you can see, it's definitely a bloody. Always the parental advisory on it. The other thing I think that's cool about each one of the volumes is that on the back it has like a little description of, obviously a description of the book, but like underneath it there's like it's always like basically telling how insane this book is, and like it's a manga to be reckoned with and stuff. Like it's crazy. But yeah, here I'll read the one from 26. Created by Kentaro Miura, Berserk is the hammer of the manga forge, a white-hot amalgam of bruising action, breathless horror, and brimstone humor that separates men from boys, wheat from chaff, and heads from shoulders. Do you want to live forever? Like it's always different on each book, so it's cool to read each one of those on the back. But yeah, I would recommend. I mean, as long as you're old enough and mature enough I would definitely recommend it. But like I said, it is extremely violent, and there's nudity, and you know, the parental advisory is on there for a reason. But I enjoy it. I like seeing all the different moves that he does with his fighting and stuff. So, and the story is very, very addicting to find out what's going to happen next. So that's Berserk. So now that's pretty much all my pickups that I've had recently. So now I'll go into kind of the what I've been currently playing and currently reading and currently watching kind of thing. So what I'm currently playing right now, well, I am still playing Super Smash Bros. Brawl, so still making progress in that. But that's, I mean, it's going to take me a while to get pretty far in that. So what I'm just went back, and it's kind of when I was uploading the 64 videos, I was looking through my catalog of games I got on there, and this was a game I thought I had completely finished. I thought I had 100% of everything in it, and I didn't. So I'm going through and getting the 100% on it. It's a pretty old game. It's a Nintendo 64 game, and yeah, I thought I had 100%, like I said, but I only had 76%. So I was like, man, I'm finishing this. Like, it's going to happen. So I went ahead and started it again. Don't know when I'm going to actually finish it yet, but I'm going to try to do it within this month, hopefully. And that is Glover. Very old school 3D platformer. Came out in like 1998. But you're just a little you're a glove, and you push this little rubber ball around. You can transform it into different things, like a bowling ball, like a pachinko little metal ball, and a crystal, and then of course the rubber ball. Now, like I said, I had beaten the game, but I didn't complete it, so I didn't get like all the there's little cards you collect as you go through each of the levels, and I don't think I got all those to unlock each of the. When you get, there's 3 levels per world, and a boss fight at the end. But when you collect all the little, what they call garibs in the game, it unlocks a bonus level in each of the worlds. And I was going through, and I hadn't gotten like any of it, so I was like, I don't know what I was doing. But yeah, I'm going through that. It's a fun game. I mean, it is old, so I mean, it's just fun though, going back through it. So I'll probably be going through other older stuff. I do all the time though. So now I'll go to what I'm currently reading. I'm still actually currently reading Inheritance. Still getting closer to like page 400 and stuff. But this is actually another manga, but this is what I'm currently reading manga-wise. And now this series is another series. This is the other series I collect in manga, because the series ran for a long time. I watched it on Adult Swim when it was on, and I collected the DVDs that were of it. But and the series is pretty long. It's 167 episodes. But just so you know, it's Inuyasha. But the series didn't, like, it finished the series, but it didn't finish what happened in the manga. So you didn't finish the story. So I know later on they went ahead and finished the story in like 26 episodes, but I know it was rushed, so they left out stuff, they cut out stuff. So I'm collecting the manga on it to get the full story. So I was collecting the single editions, like the single volumes, piece by piece. I went all the way up through like volume 19, and it started becoming harder to find. And then I noticed Viz started releasing a big edition of it. So I figured I'll just start, when it catches up, I'll just start getting the big editions. So the other cool thing is that they unflipped it, because all the original volumes, they were mirrored basically. So like anything that was like left-handed was right-handed. If someone had an eye patch on one eye, it'd be on the other eye. If someone was missing an arm, it'd be missing the other arm. So I mean, it kind of affected it a little bit, but not too bad. But if given a choice, I'd rather it be unflipped, so that so that you can just see it and read it the way it's supposed to look and supposed to be. But anyway, I'm currently reading volume 7 of the big edition by Rumiko Takahashi, and trying to think of the volume. But this the volumes in this are, let me look real quick. It's got volumes 19, 20, and 21 in it. So I'm almost done with it. I'm like right here. But yeah, it goes through. This basically has a story of the end part where he hones his skills with the Tetsaiga to become lighter, and he beats Ryokotse. And also they first come up against the Dark Priestess, which and by the end of this one, it's going to be dealing with the man with no face, Muso. So yeah, it's awesome. Inuyasha is also one of my favorite anime series. So alright, let's see here. Now I'll just move on to this. Have a little bit of time, kind of quick it up. Actually, you know, I'll just save this for another video, just because I know it's going to be too long, and I don't want to go too much farther over 15 minutes. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Hopefully you had fun. So I'll hopefully be back to do another video before too much longer. If you have any suggestions on something you'd want to see or something, or discuss anything, let me know. Until then, I will catch you guys later, and this is Game Maniac. See you later.